Hello students, welcome back to our channel. Students, in this video we are going to discuss a very important term, that is class mark from statistics. And with class mark we will discuss few other important terms as well. So what are these terms and what is class mark and why do we need all these things? Let's discuss. Suppose we have a situation in which we have to write the data of students of a class for a test in which we have to write their marks out of 100, and suppose we have 45 to 50 students in the class. So instead of writing the marks of each student, we will write the data in grouped form as it is given in the table. In this example we had 45 or 50 students, but let us say we have to write the marks of each and every student of a school, and school has 4,000 to 5,000 students. So there must be a method to arrange this data in a grouped manner, in a systematic manner, and for that we write the data in this form, and related to this we have these terms. But what is this form? So instead of writing the marks of each and every student, we write the marks in groups. For example, we have created groups of 10. There are 3 students whose marks lie between 0 to 10. And from 10 to 20 there are 4 students, from 20 to 30 there are 3 students, from 30 to 40 there are again 3 students, from 40 to 50 there are 9 students, and so on, right? So in this way we have somehow arranged the data in a systematic manner. If this would have been written like this, that we have written the marks of each and every student separately, so it will be very difficult to read that data or to extract any information out of that data. So we use this grouped manner of writing the data, and this is called grouped data. So with this grouped data we have few terms. Let's first discuss those terms, only then we will be able to understand the meaning of the term class mark. So what is class interval? A range that groups data points in a frequency distribution. Okay, what are these values? These are obviously the number of students which have scored the marks between this and this range, and this is called the frequency. Frequency means the number of times something is being repeated. So there are 3 students whose marks lie between 0 to 10, so frequency is 3, and there are 4 students whose marks lie between 10 and 20, so in this case frequency is 4. So a range that groups data points in a frequency distribution, it consists of a lower bound which is inclusive and an upper bound which is exclusive. What is the meaning? So this is our class interval, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. This is our class interval. So class interval consists of 2 limits. One is called the lower limit and one is called the upper limit. Lower limit is always inclusive and upper limit is exclusive, which means if there was a student who had scored suppose 20 marks in a test, so 20 is written here also and it is written here also. So where should we include 20? So we always include 20 in that interval where the lower limit is 20. That's why we have written that the lower bound is always inclusive. So 20 wala student will be placed in this interval, in this interval and not in this interval, because in this interval 20 is the upper limit and in this one it is the lower limit, and we always include the value in the interval with lower limit with that value, right? Okay, so these are our class intervals. What is class size? Just the difference between these two, 10 minus 0 or 20 minus 10 or 30 minus 20. What is the range, right? What is the width of the class? That is called the class size, which is 10 in our example. It could be anything. Suppose if the marks are from 1000, right? If the marks are from 1000 and there are different types of students, and some students have scored marks from 0 to 10 and some have scored from 10 to 20, even from 1000. So what we will do, if we make the intervals 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 like this, there will be 10 into 10, 100 intervals, and that would make our data somewhat confusing. So in that case, we will take the intervals of 50, 50, yeah, like 0 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 150, like that, or we can take the intervals like 0 to 100, 100 to 20. So in that case, the class size would be, in second example, the class size would be 100, and in first example, the class size would be 50, like this. Okay. Third term is the class limit. What is a class limit? Class limit. What is a class limit? Class limit is simply these two boundaries of the class interval. Class limit 10 and 20. These two numbers are the class limit for this interval. 20 and 30. These two are the class limits for this interval. 30 and 40. These two are the class limits for this interval. So this is called the lower class limit. This is called the lower class limit, and this is called the upper class limit. Now let's come to the term, most important term, which is the class mark. Class mark is simply the midpoint of the class. For example, if you want to find the class mark of all these intervals, then what is the midpoint of 0 to 10? Obviously it is 5, but how you will find it? Class mark, you will write 0 plus 10 divided by 2, and 10 by 2 is 5. And for second class, for this class mark would be 10 plus 20 divided by 2, and that is 30 by 2, which is 15. So why do we need class mark? Class mark is needed just because in many cases we just need a single value out of these values, so that we can perform some kind of calculation, like to find mean, to find median, to find mode, all these measurements of central tendency. In all these measurements, we require a single value from the class intervals, and in that case we take the average of upper and lower limit, which always gives the midpoint or the mid value, and that is called the class mark. Clear? Okay. So let us take this example. In this example, we are supposed to find the class mark of 20 to 24. Okay. Always remember that let's take this example. In this example, these class intervals were continuous. The upper limit of this was 20, and the next interval started from 20, and the upper limit was 30, and the next started from 30. But in this type of data, there is a gap of 1 unit. This interval ends at 19, but the next one starts at 20. This ends at 24, and the next one starts at 25. So there is a gap of 1. So before doing any calculation, we just have to make these intervals continuous. And how do we make the intervals continuous? What is the gap between the intervals? That is 1 unit. So you just divide the gap by 2. 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. And just add that number to the upper limit and subtract that number from the lower limit, and you can make the intervals continuous. For example, if you subtract 0.5 from 15, you will get 14.5 and add 0.5 to 19, you will get 19.5, and subtract 0.5 from 20, you will get 19.5, and add here you will get 24.5. Similarly, this will be 24.5, and this will be 29.5, and this will be 29.5, and this will be 34.5. Now the intervals are continuous, and since now the intervals are continuous, we can find the class mark of this class, which is the upper limit. Which is the upper limit 24.5 plus the lower limit 19.5 divided by 2. 24 plus 19, 34, 44, 43, 44 divided by 2, and that is 22. Right? So that is the class mark. Let's take one more example. In a frequency distribution, the class mark or the middle value is 10, and the width of the class is 6. Find out the lower limit of the class. So the class mark is given as 10 and the width of the class, that is the difference between the upper limit and the lower limit, width of the class is given as 6. So what is the width? Width is simply, let's say the upper value is x2 and the lower one is x1, or let's take them xl and xu, that will make it more clear. So the difference xu minus xl, and that is the class width, which is 6, and the class mark is upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2, and that value is 10. So these are the two equations. Now if we solve these two equations, we can get what we are supposed to find in the question, which is the lower limit of the class, that is we have to find xl. So xl can be calculated just by adding these two, because if we add these two equations, xu will be cancelled out. No, xu will be added up and xl will be cancelled out. So let's subtract these two equations. 1 minus 2 gives x upper minus x lower minus this equation So the answer is 7, right? So this was everything about the class mark. I'll meet you in the next lecture. Till then, all the way.